Hello, I'm Nikola Ellis and I'm the founder of Adore Yoga, and welcome to this mini online e-course about how to teach yoga chanting. Now, I love to chant, I love to sing, I love to use my voice, and I know a lot of teachers love to chant. Many of the teachers who we mentor as part of our yoga therapy teacher training and our meditation teacher training, they really enjoy chanting when they get with the group. They really enjoy listening to chanting. They experience the joy and connectedness of chanting in a group, and they've experienced the calm and the tranquility that occurs when you stop chanting and you sit in contemplative reflection. So many of the teachers who we mentor at Adore Yoga really love to chant, and they appreciate the benefits of chanting, but they are very unsure of teaching chanting to their own students. So they want their students to get the benefits of chanting. They want them to experience the joy and the peace that they get from chanting, but they don't feel that they have the skills or the confidence or the knowledge to share chanting with their students. And I don't know if you relate to that. Perhaps that's something that you experience as well. So there are many people who are unsure about chanting and teachers who don't feel confident. And some of the drawbacks, the things that stop them from teaching chanting, are that they don't feel confident with their own voices. They don't like the sound of their own voices. Or they feel that maybe their students won't want to chant, that their students won't like being taught how to chant. Some students also fear that if they teach chanting, their students won't chant back and they'll be the only ones chanting in the room, or that their students will find chanting awkward and uncomfortable, that maybe they won't come back to their classes if they're taught chanting. So those are some of the fears that I hear from teachers when they think about teaching chanting to their own students. So that is why this little course was developed. The course is designed to support you to be able to explain the benefits of chanting to your students, to gain confidence in using your own voice and encouraging other people to use their own voices, and to learn how to break down the teaching of chanting to make it really easy, really accessible, and how to teach in a call and response style. And again, that makes it really easy both to teach and to learn. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to pull up so you can see some slides as we go along. I'm just going to share my screen with you so that we can do that right away. Okay, so hopefully you can see that, and maybe there's a little thumbnail in the corner so you can still see my face. So that's me, Nikola Ellis. I'm a certified yoga therapist. I also have a master's in counseling and psychotherapy, and I use chanting a lot in my practice, both as a counselor and as a yoga therapist, and of course in my role as the director of the yoga therapy and meditation trainings at Adore Yoga. So this little course is about how to teach yoga chanting. And here are the learning outcomes. This is what you're going to have at the end of this course. Firstly, you're going to have a better understanding of the benefits of chanting. And you're going to understand the difference between chanting and using mantra. And that's a question that a lot of teachers ask when they first start to practice and teach chanting. So the third learning outcome is you are going to know how to break down a chant and teach it in a call and response style. And that makes it a whole lot easier for your students and easier for you to teach. And by the end of this training, you will be able to confidently teach a simple chanted mantra. And I'm going to even give you some homework so that you do some practical practice in preparation to go out and teach this to your own students. So that's what we're doing here today. So please get ready to practice. This is not just a sit tight and listen to me lecture at you training. It's a practical session. So you are going to be doing some breathing practices, some chanting practices. You're going to be chanting some mantras. So get yourself ready to practice. If you don't feel that you're in a position to practice right now, maybe you're on a bus or there's people in the room next to you, you can just listen to this first time through or press pause and move yourself to somewhere where it's more comfortable for you to do some chanting practice. So the first thing we're going to look at is the benefits of chanting. So why do we chant? Well, first and foremost, chanting stills the mind. When we chant, it calms the body, it calms the mind. And at the end of our chant, we feel much more steady and relaxed and able to relax. So soothing to the nervous system, what does that mean exactly? Well, you've probably heard about the vagus nerve. It's part of your nervous system. And the vagus nerve is connected to your vocal cords and the muscles in the back of your throat. So when we chant, it activates those muscles and that stimulates your vagus nerve. And that has been shown to increase vagal tone. Now, why would you want to increase vagal tone? Well, because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. That is the rest and digest phase of your autonomic nervous system. It's the opposite phase to fight or flight when we are stressed and anxious and ready to flee. The opposite part of the autonomic nervous system is the parasympathetic, the rest and digest, when our body repairs itself, when we're able to digest our food, when we're able to make eye contact and read each other's body language and build trusting relationships. So when we chant, we can increase vagal tone, which triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. And that in turn can lower blood pressure. It can decrease heart rate. It can reduce the body's response to stress. It can reduce inflammation and it can improve digestion. So there are lots of benefits of chanting that come from this vagus nerve activation or stimulation. So chanting can also be used to create meaning. You can choose a chant that has words that are particularly meaningful for you. And two of the chants that we'll be using in this session today have words with specific meanings in that will help us to focus on particular qualities. The first one is peace. We'll be using the Shanti mantra. Another benefit of chanting is lengthening the exhale. And lengthening the exhale, again, activates the parasympathetic nervous system functioning. That is that rest and digest. So when the exhale becomes long and smooth and regular, we start to feel good. We feel relaxed, stress levels reduce. Chanting can also build strength and confidence. When we use our voices purposefully, it can help us stand tall, stand in our own strength and power. And also, many people like to use chanting as a devotional practice. So many of the traditional classical yoga mantras chant the name of deities. And of course, if you're interested in doing that, you can absolutely use chant as part of a devotional practice. If deities or devotional practice is not your bag, you don't have to do that either. Chanting is not intrinsically spiritual or religious. All right, so the question, what is the difference between chanting and mantra? Any ideas? So chant is a rhythmic, repeated sound. It doesn't matter what the words are. It can have lots of meaning. It can have no meaning at all. You can have chants at a football match, for example, or protest chants. So it's just a rhythmical, repeated sound. Mantra, on the other hand, is a word or a phrase that has meaning. So it means something. And the word mantra comes from a Sanskrit root. And the two parts of it are the root man, which in Sanskrit means the mind, or it refers to part of the mind. And the Sanskrit root tra, which can mean transportation or vehicle. So put those two together, mantra, it's a tool or a vehicle that can move the mind into a state of meditative contemplation. So mantra is a meaningful word or phrase that can move the mind into a state of meditation and calm contemplation. All right, so we're going to prepare to chant. And it can really help to prepare to chant. It can help to become mindful of the breath, to let the breath relax. It's a lot easier to chant if the breath is flowing easily. So this is a simple breathing practice that's going to help us relax and prepare to do some chanting. So start by sitting comfortably. Sit up tall, both sitting bones on the floor, both feet on the floor. Relax your hands down on your lap. Shoulders gently draw back, chest lifts, the tall, long spine, soft, comfortable, relaxed face and jaw. And you can close your eyes if you want to, or you can just look downwards, focus on a single point. And simply start by inhaling and exhaling naturally, and notice that you are breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. As you observe the natural breath, allow your face and shoulders to relax. Start to allow the inhale to drop straight down into the belly. So with each inhale, let it drop straight down into the belly. Perhaps the belly expands as you breathe in, maybe not. Natural breath in, natural breath out, allowing the inhale to drop straight down into the belly. And perhaps the belly expands as you breathe in. Now become aware of your exhale. The inhale drops down into the belly. But as you exhale, allow it to be a little bit longer. Allow that exhale to develop a little. You're still keeping it natural and relaxed. Put a little bit more emphasis on that exhale now. As you breathe out, gently draw the lower abdomen, the part of the abdomen between the pubic bone and the navel. Gently draw it back towards the spine. No squeezing, no strain. And as you inhale, simply release that drawing in and allow the breath to go straight down into the belly. As you exhale, gently draw the navel in towards the spine. As you inhale, let go of that gentle contraction and breathe straight into the belly. Gentle exhale, drawing the belly back to the spine. At the end of the exhale, release, relax, and let the inhale come in, let the belly expand. If you find this practice is uncomfortable or you're not enjoying it, just stop and do natural breathing. If you're still going with the practice, at the end of each exhale, breathe out just a little bit more, a little bit fuller in the exhale, allowing the inhale to be completely natural, not taking a deep breath in, focusing on a long exhale and a very relaxed and natural inhale. We'll take 3 more breaths like this, or let it go if you've had enough already. When you have finished the 3rd breath, just let go of any control of the breath. So let go of directing the inhale to the belly, let go of the contraction in the exhale, just let the breath flow in and out, however feels comfortable and natural, and just notice the quality of the breath as it is right now. All right, letting go of that practice. See how that feels. And then we'll move on. We're going to move on to chanting Om. Now, Om is often a first introduction to chanting in yoga. Perhaps chanting Om was your first experience of yoga chanting. Lots of teachers like to use it at the beginning or the end of a yoga practice. So Om is the primordial sound. That's what it means. It's the sound that came at the very beginning of time and from which all matter, all prakriti has been created. So it is the sound of all creation. I like to use it because it's very simple to chant. Most people have heard of Om. It's very easy. It's 1 syllable. And when we repeat the sound of Om. It can be very meditative, it can relax the breath, it can relax the body. So our first chanting practice is going to be to chant Om. And I'm sure you've chanted Om before, so there's no great challenge here. But what we are going to do is try and chant Om in a very free way. So rather than synchronizing your Om to mine so that we're chanting at the same time for the same length of time, we're going to do a free form Om. So we'll start off together, but then allow your Oms to be as long as you like or as short as you like. Start your next Om when you're ready. Don't wait for me. So rather than just chant 3 Oms, we're going to chant 12 Oms, and you can count them on your fingers. And allow yourself to just chant those Oms in your own time. Don't worry if you feel silly or self-conscious. Just notice that, let it go, and continually chant Om. So we're going to do 12 chants of Om. Breathe and chant as you like. And you can synchronize with me if you like, and we'll start off together, and then we'll see how we go. So again, sitting up tall, shoulders back and down, long neck, tilting the chin slightly down, relaxing the face and jaw, paying attention to the breath once again. If you like, you can close your eyes or just look down at a steady point. So we'll start by breathing in together. When you're ready, take a natural breath in. When you finished your 12 Oms, sit quietly and notice the effects of that practice. Feel the breath. Be aware of the quality of your mind and your energy. If there are thoughts, stories, judgments in your mind, notice those, let them go. And just be aware of the experience in the here and now. Letting go of that practice and moving into the next practice. So far we've already prepared the breath and the body for chanting by starting to allow the breath to flow down into the belly and gently contracting the belly on the exhale. And by free chanting the sound of Om, getting used to extending the exhale, getting used to making the sound with our voices, getting into the rhythm of breathing in and chanting on the exhalation. So we're now ready to look at a new mantra. And it's the classic Om Shanti 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 Yi. So we're starting with really simple things that you already know about that are going to be easy for you to practice and easy for you to teach your students. It's much easier to teach things that you're familiar with. So Om is the primordial sound. It's our connection with everything that is, everything that ever was, everything that ever will be. And the word Shanti means peace. So when we chant Om Shanti, we're chanting for peace. We're chanting for this universal connected sense of peace. Now we're going to chant this in call and response. So call and response is simply when the person who's leading the chant chants and the people who are following, the students, repeat what the leader has just chanted. Now, if you would like to add the breath to this, you could try synchronizing your inhalation with the chant that I, as the leader, chant. So as I chant Om, you are synchronizing your inhale with my Om. And when I've finished chanting my Om, you have a lung full of air that you can start using straight away to repeat the chant back to me. So if you want to add the breath to the chant, you can do that. Now, if you have a look at the slide on your screen, you'll see that I've broken down the Shanti mantra. I don't just chant Om Shanti 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 He and expect you to repeat it straight back to me perfectly. You probably can do that because you know this mantra. But for a student who doesn't know this, or if you're teaching a more complex mantra, breaking it down in call and response and repeating chunks of the mantra as you teach parts and then the whole makes it a lot easier to learn. So we start with Om, and then we move to Shanti, and then we put Om and Shanti together. Then we add the second Shanti, Om, Shanti, Shanti, and then finally we add all the Shantis and we add the He at the end. So we're breaking it down and teaching it bit by bit. So we'll try that. We're going to move through this practice. So I'm the leader, you're the student. As I chant each part of the chant, you listen and synchronize your inhale with my chant. So that as soon as I finish the phrase, you can step right in and repeat what I just chanted after me. So sitting up tall, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face and the breath. And listening to my chant, synchronizing your breath and repeating each part of the chant after me. Om. Repeat. Om. Listening. Shanti. Repeating. Shanti. Listening. Om Shanti. Repeating. Om Shanti. Listening. Om Shanti Shanti. Repeating. Om Shanti Shanti. Listening. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Repeating. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Listening again. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And repeating again. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Again, stopping, observing, noticing the effect of the practice, noticing your breath, how you feel, your energy levels, and noticing those things without having an opinion or thinking about the thoughts, just simply noticing and being present to that experience. It's not good, it's not bad, just observing. And then letting go of that observation, coming back to me, and we'll move on to the next practice. So the next chant, again, you may be familiar with it, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. It's often used in Buddhism. And the Sanskrit means, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. So it is a mantra about wishing others well, about freedom and happiness and well-being being extended out to all living and sentient beings and creatures. So it is a beautiful mantra. Now, it's a slightly longer mantra. It's got more words. The Om Shanti just had 2 words, so it's a little bit longer. So the call and repeat pattern is exactly the same. But because there are more words, there's a little bit more calling and a little bit more repeating. So if you look down, you can see we've got Loka, Samasta, and then we repeat Loka, Samasta together. Then we introduce Sukhino, then we introduce Bhavantu, and then we repeat Sukhino, Bhavantu. And then we go back to Loka, Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. And then we break it down just a little bit further, Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, and finally we put all 4 of the phrases together, Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. So when you're ready, we'll go through this practice together, breaking it down, and we'll do it in the same call and response format. So you listen to me chanting, and as you listen, see if you can synchronize your inhalation to match the pace of my chant. And as soon as I finish chanting, you've got that full breath of air and you can chant immediately after me. If you don't synchronize your breath, your inhaling breath with my chant, what often happens is that you're listening and then at the end of my phrase, all of a sudden there's a quick inhalation to try and get the breath in, and a quick, short, slightly panicky inhalation is not good for your parasympathetic nervous system and your vagal tone and creating a calm and relaxed environment. So if you're taking a slow, relaxed inhale that matches my chant, you're all ready to go with the exhale as soon as it's your turn to repeat. So when you're ready, tall spine, feet planted down, shoulders back and relaxed, face and jaw nice and soft. Paying attention to your breathing. Listening carefully to my chant and repeating each phrase after me. Loka. Repeat. Loka. Listen. Samasta. Repeat. Samasta. Listen. Loka Samasta. Repeat. Loka Samasta. Listen. Sukhino. Repeat. Sukhino. Listen. Bhavantu. Repeat. Bhavantu. Listen. Sukhino Bhavantu. Repeat. Sukhino bhavantu. Listen. Loka. Repeat. Loka. Listen. Samasta. Repeat. Samasta. Listen. Loka. Samasta. Repeat. Loka. Samasta. Listen. Sukhino bhavantu. Repeat. Sukhino bhavantu. Listen. Loka samasta sukhino. Repeat. Loka samasta sukhino. Listen. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Repeat. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And again, listening. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Repeating. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And again, listening. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And repeating. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Sit for a moment, observe the effects of the practice, noticing the breath, your thoughts, how you feel, maybe your energy. And again, if you notice yourself judging how you feel or analyzing, let that go, just notice. And then letting go of that observation, moving away from that practice, back to me. So the next step is for you to do a little bit of home practice. So the first thing for you to do is practice one or both of the chants that we've used, Om Shanti 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 or Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, and do it every day for a week. Do it even longer, but for the minimum, just do it every day for a week. And if you can, do it at the same time. So maybe when you get up, you do it every morning when you get up before you have your breakfast, or maybe every evening just before you go to bed. So find a time every day and repeat one of those mantras. Maybe repeat it 4 times, 8 times, 12 times. It's up to you how many times you want to repeat it, how much time you've got, how good it feels. And then the second homework challenge is, if you are a yoga teacher and your intention is to teach chanting to your students, teach one of those 2 chants, the Shanti or the Loka Samasta, at least 3 times in the next 3 weeks. So start by chanting on your own, practicing those chants. You can rewatch this video and chant along with me, or you can just chant on your own. And then experiment with teaching in the way that I've just shown you, preparing the breath, doing it in call and response, synchronizing the inhale with the leader's chant, and start to get comfortable with leading chanting. Start to experiment with publicly using your voice when you chant and get feedback from your students. most students will be really receptive to this. They're really going to enjoy the practice. And if they don't, if you ask them, you know, and you won't try it again. Maybe try it with some different students. So the important thing is that you don't let your own fears or your own worries or feeling that you're not good enough or knowledgeable enough as a chanting teacher to start to give this gift of chant to your students, because it really is a gift. And I'm pretty sure you know as well as I do how wonderful chanting makes you feel and what a beautiful practice it can be. So don't deprive your students. Make sure you go out there and give them an opportunity to learn chanting too. And I think they will thank you for it. And I'm going to thank you now. So thank you very well for bearing with me. I hope this was useful for you. If you want to know more, you can go to adoryoga.com. There are ways of contacting me through there. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, just send them off. You can email info@adoryoga.com or go through the website. There's a phone number there. If you want to learn more about chanting or meditation or yoga therapy, you can have a look at our courses. So we have courses in yoga therapy and meditation, both of which include the therapeutic use of chanting and how to teach that to your students. So thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your chanting and let me know how you go. Thank you.